Hello, hello, hello. You know what, guys? I was pondering to myself as to why in Stellar Blade, even though you have so, like, similar, like, kind of fundamental mechanics, similar to games like Sekiro, as to why it does not feel fluid to play. But something like Sekiro does. And I only had to look at this gameplay. This is from my level 1 running of Sekiro before I went to Armored Core 6. I was looking at some clips from here, fighting a few enemies, and it's immediately clear as to why that is. So I'm gonna play this clip for a short moment first, and then I'm gonna explain some stuff. Do you notice how fluid the character movement is? Sekiro puts a nice amount of momentum on all of these attacks when you attack something. It's easier to keep track on what target you are attacking when you can, like, kind of flow into your own attacks. Just dive on the opponent a little bit with some momentum. And you're able to also swap the targets really nicely with either lock-on or by re-aiming on a dime. And you can also cancel your attacks into a deflect almost at any single point of the attack. And you're building the posture bar on the enemy to be able to do a death blow on the enemy or a riposte from just your normal attacks as well. So it adds a more presentation to the death blowing in this game or the riposte mechanic on the enemy. It's more like prevalent on the game's gameplay. You know? And it's a very short animation that plays that is satisfying both on the sound effect as well as the visual. But it does not last long enough where it feels like it intrudes with the gameplay. And between your attacks and after your entire combinations of attacks, Sekiro does not just sit there in place and just you're unable to like move for a moment or something. You can just move like all the time in between your attacks and after your attacks very fluid and naturally. And then compare that to this. Let's take some fight in here, for example, like whatever this one. Like, look how like... Look at this. So, look how like, after I attack on an enemy, I just have to sit there for a moment. And it's just like, why does it have to be so awkwardly like, janky like that, you know? Like, feels almost like I'm taking turns being able to attack almost. And then whenever Eve does attack, you have almost no momentum on your attacks. So you're kind of just standing still there, you know? And then, if you want to break the enemy's posture bar or balance bar in this game, you have to basically only focus on parrying. If you do anything else but parrying, chances are that you do enough damage with your normal attacks that you never even see the retribution attack when you fight something. Take another example. Fighting these guys. So once again, we do a dash attack and then we do like some like empowered beta attack after. We just sit there for a moment being completely stuck in the animation, even after the animation is over. And then the excessive amount of slow motion scenes during kills and attacks in this game, it creates this feeling of disconnection from the flow of the gameplay that you don't have in a game like Sekiro. But these are all mainly points that I already talked about when I first, like, did my first playthrough of the game. But I just have to, like, go back and just compare it to this. To, like, remind myself as to why gameplay in this game, even though it shares a lot of similarities to something like Sekiro, or even Lies of P. But at the same time, it is not the kind of game that you can just play over and over again just because the gameplay is like that satisfying or fluid or something. Just like that.